Hey there folks, welcome on in. We're playing Piece It Together today from the Brothers War Alchemy, only we're playing it in Historic to see if we can make some crazy extra turns go off. So normally it's just a 1 mana draw card, but it has an intensity where if you raise the intensity to 4 by 4 casts, then you get an extra turn instead of drawing a card. So our idea is to cheese it and get 2 extra turns. With Invoke Calamity, which is part of my favorite go-to deck in Historic, the Collected Conjuring deck. So Invoke Calamity, cast it twice from the graveyard. Collected Conjuring, if you're lucky, it'll pull 2 off the top. Cast them in sequence. There you go. Otherwise, this is basically your Rube Goldberg of a burn deck. Eventually, you just cast a gigantic Static Discharge to kill them. That's the idea. We'll get into some games in a second. Just wanted to point out that I've rebranded the channel. It's Magic with Mike. Hi, my name is actually Mike. So the channel is no longer named Talona, so don't feel too alarmed. That's all I wanted to say. Let's get into the games. On the draw, we got a little interaction and piece it together, get us started. Our opponent mulligans and shows us what? Temple of Deceit, okay. With a scry at the top, which means anything. We piece it together for See the Truth. See the Truth, not exactly the best thing, unless we want to spin our wheels versus whatever they're doing, which is totally fine. So, just play the Steam Vents. I don't think there's a problem shocking at this time. And we have another Piece It Together, or we can Expressive Iteration. 2 interesting choices. I think that maybe Expressive Iteration's just a touch better. So we'll go with that. Opponent plays Disinformation Campaign. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so we'll just throw away a land for now. We'll get it back off the Expressive Iteration or just draw it naturally. Okay, so we'll grab Pillar of the Flame, draw to the land, grab the Piece It Together, play Stormcarved Coast, piece it together. Because a Time Walk versus this guy might be pretty good. Their incremental value is going to take a while from surveilling. Another Disinformation Campaign. You know what, opponent? This is not going to work for you. I guarantee it. You're going to find out as soon as I hit See the Truth off one of these how bad this is going to get. So one of those, drop the mountain, grab the Sulfur Falls, throw a Static Discharge at them. Trying to save the burn in hand as much as possible. It's possible that if they throw another Disinformation Campaign at us, that I just simply throw the Riverglide Pathway. Mere Spybug, that's a card that exists in Magic and is whatever, who cares. So we'll Static Discharge them. They have no counters currently. So I think we'll just open up a Molten Impact on this Demir Spybug. And then we'll play a land. I'm not going to cast the next one because if they play another Demir Spybug, we have 3 in the pool here, ready to go. Thoughtbound Phantasm is a good example of what I mean by something that's going to absolutely get wrecked today. Collected Conjuring seems fun, although burning them out also seems pretty darn fun. So let's burn them out. So you can surveil now, opponent, but that thing's going to die. They realize that. They take the burn. We're going to go grab Environmental Sciences. This is a counter spell or something of the like. Not sure what. Grab a land. Play the land. Pillar of Flame, them. Okay, now we're at the point where Invoke Calamity is probably lethal. We just have to raise the opportunity here. Okay. So we're just going to say go. And then we're going to Invoke Calamity on their end step. Thought Erasure. Let's see what happens here. Okay, they had everything here. Thought Erasure was very inconvenient timing. Hand Hate is very good against us, obviously. Okay, well, they're tapped out, so there's that. They get to take one of these cards. It's probably the Collected Conjuring. Yeah. Okay, so Ignis Inspiration, them. We're going to grab Teaching of the Archaics. That seems pretty good to get a hand reloaded. And we'll pass the turn. We're holding every single card. If it's not a major impact, we're holding everything. Yes, Pillar of Flame can go to set them to 3. Concoct, they have a, they have these to raise dead. That's it so far. They may find better. They do not. So they get something useless. Upbound Phantasm. See the truth. Not bad. Let's go for it. That finds Invoke Calamity. You're getting it this time. Oh! Alright, we're on the draw. We have a couple See the Truth Static Discharge. I suppose we can get there if the See the Truths are any good here. Hard to say. Golgari, Llanowar Elves. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Sulfur Falls. Bad timing with the... Whatever. It's all bad timing. Let's see what they do. Sultai Ramp. If it's an ultimatum, you're probably never seeing this match because that deck is boring and depressing. It's definitely that deck. Okay. So just start breaking them apart. Obviously, we need more burn to knock out these Llanowar Elves. Static Discharges early. The points generally don't matter, so it's always fine. Explore, explore. All explorers, do you have lands to go with them? You do not. So, we're going to piece it together here. Piece it together, find Static Discharge number 2. We're going to put them behind, down to 3 again. We have a couple See the Truths and a land drop leading into Invoke Calamities here. Which are going to be some pretty spectacular Invoke Calamities, I might add. Alright, Igneous Inspiration, them. And it's interesting to do Introduction to Annihilation, but when the ultimatum hits, we just straight lose. So let's just take the land drop. Opponent does literally nothing. We See the Truth. Actually, we should probably Environmental Sciences first. Get our land drop. We take that. Now we can cast an Invoke Calamity. Now we See the Truth with a little bit less dense of a deck. We find a couple decent options here. A Collected Conjuring is probably good for getting deeper. Let's take it. Now, looking at the graveyard, what do we got here? We got, yeah, we need Collected Conjuring to make the deck go wild with an Invoke Calamity. Otherwise, Static Discharge for 10 damage. Shieldred exists. I honestly could care less. Could I deal with it now and get some value out of this? I can. Check out this cool trick, opponent. I'm going to See the Truth. And I'm going to Static Discharge the Shieldred. And guess what? Not a single card was drawn off the See the Truth. They're added directly to hand, folks. The Piece It Together, on the other hand, different story. Alright, so jam that land, piece it together. For 3. Pass the turn. If another Shieldred shows up, I'm probably not going to style as much on them. A Golos exists. That matters. Brotherhoods and can't deal with it easily. But how would I deal with it? Static Discharge at best? Probably. Do I have to Static Discharge the stupid freaking Golos? 4, 5, 6. Go 7. We can See the Truth. Get it cast. Snag a Piece It Together. Alright, fine. So... Static Discharge that. And we'll cast a Piece It Together for now for the extra turn eventually here. We have plenty of cards in hand. We don't need to use the See the Truth from the graveyard at this time. We just need some time to get away from their bombs every turn. Cultivate from them. Lands another Cultivate. That's okay. That's basically a Time Walk from them into our own Time Walk from Piece It Together. So I'm going to use the See the Truth here to start us off. Because if we find an Invoke Calamity... Oh yes. Oh yes. Then we get to Invoke Calamity. Pay! Or play. Piece together from the graveyard. And pay... piece it together from the hand. 2 turns, baby! Alright. So this will give us some breathing room. Basically all the breathing room we needed. Let's Expressive Iteration and try and get some damage on here. So basically I want Collected Conjuring. Throw away Molten Impact. We'll throw Piece It Together. It will no longer produce extra turns, just so you know. We're just trying to find a way to burn out our opponent from this point forward. Igneous Inspiration is one of them. Static Discharge is the other. And from here, Igneous Inspiration. This is our first turn, so our first turn is grabbing Mascot Expedition. Play our Spirebluff Canal. We can play pieces together, I guess. Get it out of the way. Untap. Cast Mascot Expedition. Is that our extra turn? I don't even know anymore. Did we have enough turns? I might have had that wrong. Either way. Grab Pillar of Flame. Pillar of Flame them. Just got to get that damage down. I guess I had miscounted the number of turns. Do you have an I win button? Farewell was not the card I was expecting, to say the least. Sheoldred exists. That's fine. Alright, Collected Conjuring. Whatever about the damage. Collected Conjuring finds. Yeah, Expressive Iteration, Pillar Flame, them. So Iteration needs to find 3 points of burn. Yup. Trying, folks. I'm trying. 3 points of burn. All right, there we go. There's my Rube Goldberg burn deck, folks. Go ahead and give me a like for that one, please. Pulled that one out. Okay, we're on the draw. Possible interaction and reaction. We got to See the Truth or Molten Impact. Seems pretty good. We got an early start, but not so much in the card draw late game. That's okay. As long as we draw it at some point, we're probably fine. Just had a match against a combo deck. If you're wondering how this deck beats combo decks, just play best of 3. That Monastery Swift Spear is going to have a world of hurt here in a second. Burn is a questionable match. It really depends on how quickly we draw our stuff versus them draw their stuff. Anyways, Monastery Swift Spear has felt. Random up. Hissing Flame Breather. I'm going to Pathway to get rid of the Mouth Breather. The creature heavy hand, which is good for us. Young Pyromancer, certainly going to suffer all this world's hurt, specifically when we cast See the Truth. Value! Expressive Iteration, you say? I'm going to grab Piece It Together here. Now, this does make it harder to cast this. This is a risk because Invoke costs 4 red and we just played a second blue. Don't do this often, but we'll take it. Okay, so we draw our land drop. We just run through. We just wanted to cast an extra spell there. Now we have Collected Conjuring or Burn spells depending on how our opponent plays. They're 2 lands, all gas, and they're playing creatures every turn that are dying. We're getting time to get our lands and stuff into place. Our opponent does literally nothing and burns. Sure. Opponent plays with fire. Okay, so now they're just going to go to face. Probably deciding whether or not there was going to be any targets for them to target. And they, yeah, okay. If they're going to do nothing, we'll Collected Conjuring and take the value train from here. Okay, so Igneous Inspiration. You See the Truth. So this Igneous Inspiration, that's pretty sweet. This Igneous Inspiration is going to grab just a meager amount of life gain. And we can discard Mountain. Opponent plays Electrostatic Infantry. It doesn't do much. We just do a simple Environmental Sciences. Grab our land. Gain our 2 life. Back to 19. Our opponent's probably feeling this, I don't like where I'm at right now. We'll Molten Impact this thing just to have a whole sense of overkill here. And if they play any more creatures, we have 2 in the bank. Much like the Pyromancer suffered. Alright, they're done. So how did I feel about Piece It Together and my tried and true Collected Conjuring deck? It's totally fine. You get some extra turns. Probably too big a sacrifice to get rid of my utility, but extra turns are a big deal. You usually get some freedom to go and burn an opponent out all at once. Regardless, how about I point you to another deck? Over here, we've got a self-mill deck. It's pretty sweet, but it may be Historic Commander's your jam. Try this one out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.